6 months in, Maya catches herself doing something terrible. Dev is standing at the stove telling a story she's heard twice already, and she's watching him and feeling nothing. Not irritation, not boredom, just quiet. The 3 a.m., fireworks, the hook in the chest, the can't-eat feeling, gone. And into that quiet comes the coldest thought she's ever had. Maybe I don't love him anymore. Notice what Maya just did, because you've done it too. She checked her feelings to find out whether she loves someone, as if love were weather, something that happens to you. Rolls in, rolls out. Nothing you can do about either. 25 years ago, a woman from a small town in Kentucky wrote a book arguing that this exact move Maya just made is why almost everyone you know is bad at love, why you might be bad at it. The book was called All About Love. Her name was Bell Hooks. She spelled it without capital letters, and we'll get to why. And her big idea fits in 5 words. Love is not a feeling. And if that's true, then the question this whole channel keeps asking just cracked wide open. So, what is love? Start where she started. Gloria Jean Watkins, born 1952, small-town Kentucky. A house full of children, a father who provided, a mother who cared, and, some nights, real fear. The kind of household where you heard "I love you" and flinching in the same week. And little Gloria noticed something that most adults spend their whole lives refusing to notice. Everyone around her used the word love for wildly different things. Love was the belt, and love was the birthday cake. Love was staying in a marriage that made everyone miserable. If love could mean all of that, maybe it meant nothing at all. She grew up, became a professor, and took a new name, Bell Hooks, after her great-grandmother. Spelled all lowercase, she said, so you'd focus on the ideas, not the person. Remember that. It matters later. And in the year 2000, she published the book that made her the most read writer on love alive. It opens with a confession, not a theory. She wrote it in the wreckage of her own heartbreak. We'll get to that too. Now the idea. Here's the problem Bell Hooks starts with. Ask 10 people to define love and you get 10 shrugs. You just know. It's a feeling. It's chemistry. We run the most important project of our lives, loving and being loved, with no definition of the goal. You wouldn't build a shed that way. So, she borrows a definition and stakes her whole book on it. Love is the will to extend yourself, to nurture your own or another person's growth. Read it again, slowly, because every word is doing work. The will, a choice, not a wave that hits you. To extend yourself, it costs something. Love that costs nothing is decoration. To nurture growth, love's job is to make the loved one more, not to make you feel good. In other words, love is a verb, not something you fall into, something you do. And the moment you accept that, the whole language of love turns inside out. Falling in love? That, Hooks says, is real. But it isn't love. It's the invitation to love. The fireworks Maya lost were never the thing itself. They were the doorbell. And nobody stands at the door forever, congratulating themselves on the doorbell. Which means Maya's cold kitchen thought, maybe I don't love him anymore, is the wrong sentence entirely. The real question isn't, do I still feel it? The real question is, am I still doing it? And honestly, she'd have to think about it. When did she last do something for Dev's growth that cost her something? That question has an answer. Feelings you check, verbs you count. But the idea has teeth. And here's where it bites. If love is what nurtures growth, then Hooks draws a line that made thousands of readers put the book down and stare at the wall. Love and abuse cannot coexist. Not shouldn't. Cannot. The way fire and ice cannot share a cup. Because harm is the opposite of nurture. So, whatever is happening in a home where there's cruelty, control, contempt, It may be attachment. It may be need. It may even be care in between the storms. But by definition, it is not love. She wrote that sentence for the child she was, the girl who got the belt and the birthday cake from the same hands, and for every adult who has ever said the saddest sentence in any language. But they love me? They just have a hard time showing it. Hooks answers, gently and absolutely, no. Love is the showing. There is no invisible love ledger that counts what never arrives. If you feel that sentence land somewhere in your own history, she wrote it for you. So if love is a practice, what exactly do you practice? Hooks gives the recipe, 6 ingredients, and she insists you need all of them. Care, affection, recognition, respect, commitment, trust. Miss one, and it isn't love yet. It's something love-shaped. Run Maya and Dev through it, 6 months in. Care? Yes, he cooks. She listens. Affection? Yes. Recognition? Does she actually see who he's becoming? The photography thing, the fear under it? Partly. Commitment. Have either of them actually chosen this out loud? Or are they just continuing? Silence. Trust. Mostly. Honest communication. She just had her coldest thought of the year and said nothing. 4 out of 6. That's not failing, Hooks would say. That's a to-do list. And that's the gift of the verb. Feelings can't be commanded, but actions can be scheduled. You can't decide to feel butterflies at 7 p.m. You can decide to tell the truth at 7 p.m. Now, the strange part. The woman who defined love more clearly than anyone in a century wrote her masterpiece, From the Floor. She tells you on the first pages, all about love was born from a breakup so devastating, she describes wanting not to wake up. The book The Whole World Hands to Heartbroken Friends was written by a heartbroken woman, partly to save her own life. And it gets stranger. Bell Hooks never married. In interviews with that devastating honesty of hers, she admitted she had still not fully known the mutual romantic love she wrote about. She died in 2021, at 69, single. The greatest modern writer on love, by the myth's scorecard, the soulmate scorecard, died having failed at it. But hold on, look through her definition instead of the myths. She spent her last years in Kentucky Surreyed back home, surrounded by students, friends, family, a community she poured herself into daily. Care, affection, recognition, respect, commitment, trust, given and received, just not from one romantic partner. By her own measure, her life was full of love. By the fairy tale's measure, it was empty. She knew exactly which measure she trusted. And she wrote lowercase so you'd trust the idea, not the icon. The love ethic was never about finding one person. It was about how you treat every person. Still, did the woman who wrote the book on love get enough of it back? Sit with that one. I'll leave it there. So, what does Maya do with all this tonight, in the quiet? The myth says, the feeling faded, start over with someone new, and chase the doorbell forever. Plato from episode 1 says, climb, let love pull you upward. And Bell Hooks walks in with her Kentucky steel and says something more practical than both. Stop checking and start doing. Tonight, one act of care that costs you something. One honest sentence you've been avoiding, even the cold one, especially the cold one. Because I got scared when I felt nothing is an act of trust, and trust is on the list. Love isn't the thing Maya lost in the kitchen. It's the thing she hasn't done yet this week. And whether the feeling comes back, that's the strange magic of the verb, and every long married couple knows it. The feeling follows the doing, not always, but far more often than the doing follows the feeling. The ledger gains its second answer. Plato. Love is a ladder. The other person is how you climb. Bell Hooks. Love is a verb, not something you fall into, something you do. Take this with you tonight. Don't ask, do I still feel it? That's the weather report. Ask instead, what did I do for their growth this week? And what did they do for mine? If both answers are nothing, you don't have a love problem. You have a to-do list. And before you trust all this warmth, a warning from 23 centuries earlier. Next time, an ancient Greek who agreed that love is action, not feeling, and then added the uncomfortable part hooks left out, that the real thing is so demanding, so rare, that in your whole life, out of everyone in your phone, you'll manage it with about 3 people. Aristotle. And why almost everyone you love is not actually your friend. Same question, different answer. What is love?